So today we can see the concept YUM, AM, yellow, dog, update, modifier or update manager. So what is IAM? It is just like a software update service or the software update server. It is similar to a Windows operating system WSS, Windows Software Update Services. So AM will create the index for all RPM packages. See, by using the AM, easily we can able to install the softwares and we can remove the softwares. So without using the RPM command, we can able to install and we can able to remove the packages. See, already we have the RPM command is there, but why do you require the AM services now? So we can see some problems in the RPM command mode. See, I'm opening the terminal. First of all, I'm planning to install some RPM packages. To install the RPM packages, we require the Linux DVD. So I'm going for mounting the DVD. So DVD drive is equal to, the naming convention is the HDC. So HDC default mount point is media. So I'm going for media directory. So /dev HDC is equal to media directory. So you want to open DVD drive now. So CD go for media directory now. See, under media directory, there is one directory is available is called as a server directory. It contains all RPM packages. So now go to server directory. So the capital S is there. You can enter the capital S, server directory. If you say ls, we got all the RPM packages. Say example, I want to install some packages. So example, this is a package I'm planning to install. So Amanda, they will, this is a package I want to install. So to install this package, already we have the idea RPM command, RPM space hyphen UVH, and you can type the package name. So what will happen you can see now. So RPM hyphen UVH, capital UVH, and the package name, and this is a package I want to install. So if you press enter now, so there is something called as a failed dependencies. For every packages also, we require some dependencies packages. Even when you're trying to install some package, we have to first of all uninstall some dependency packages also. When you're trying to install some package, we have to install the first of all dependencies packages. Then later we can able to install the main package. See, we have seen the problem of the RPM command. So it's not able to install the dependencies packages. To overcome this problem, we got the option you can say AM is there. So with help of the AM, we can able to install the group of packages at the same time, which include all the dependencies also. So that's why we require the service name is called as a AM. So now we can go for what is AM and how to configure the AM now. So AM just like a software update services. We can able to install a group of packages which include all the dependencies also. See, in the real-time point of view, this is actual diagram you see. For every operating system also, we have the updates will be there. So example right now, this is my Linux PC1 GayatriComputer.com and this is the host name and this is connected to the internet. So this server right now is connected to the internet. In internet, Red Hat network support. Depends. This server has all the Linux updates. For every Linux server also we have to go for updates we require. So example now, in my organization, I have the 20 Linux servers are there. In the 20 Linux servers also, I want to install the updates now. So how to install the updates? These 20 servers must be connected to the internet and this has to download all the updates from the internet. If 20 servers connected to the internet for downloading updates, the problem unnecessarily we're wasting the internet bandwidth. So this is a major drawback will be there. To overcome this problem, so we can configure the AM now. See, first of all my updates I will download from internet to one local server. This is my AM server. So I have the updates, all the updates in my local server in my Linux PC1. And from this local server, I can push the updates to my client system. Depend from any client, if it require the updates, they can download the updates from the local server only. And these servers, it not needed to connect to the every time to the internet to get the updates. So we can go for the concept is called as a yellow dog update manager or yellow dog update modifier. So example now, even in this case, the second server, it requires some RPM packages. It requires some RPM packages means every server, you must have the Linux DVD. So instead of copying the Linux DVD contents to the every server, I am placing the all my DVD data into the one server only, and this contents I can able to use from the other systems. See, the basic use of the app, all new updates downloaded from the Red Hat network support server to our local server, the first of all. And the second one, whenever any client or any system, any Linux system, it requires a new updates, they can directly download and install the updates from the local AM server only. So it's not needed to connect to the Red Hat network support server through internet. So here there no unnecessarily we are not wasting the bandwidth. So now we'll go for how to configure your AM server. So these are steps for configuring the AM server. See the step 1, configure IP address to your server. And the second step, it requires a server name is called as a FTP server, because by using the FTP we can upload and we can download the files. Here, why do you require FTP server means the rest of the Linux system it requires updates means those updates will be downloading from your local FTP server. So for this we require FTP server. So the step 2 we have to install the FTP server, and the step 3 create a directory name server under where FTP pub directory. And the step 4 under Linux DVD we have all the RPM packages, and those all the RPM packages copy into your server directory. And next one we have to create indexing. To create indexing we require some package name is called as a create repository. We have to create it. A repository nothing but a database which contains all the RPM packages in the proper syntax format. And the step 6 we have to create a repository or you can call it index. And then step 7 we have to start FTP server. And the step 8 we have to configure AM configuration file. So first of all go for the step 1. So see the IP address. ifconfig is a command. See already for this PC I configured IP address as a 192.168.50.1. Already configured this one. So the step 1 IP address configuration is over. We have already idea how to configure IP addresses. So now we'll go for the step 2. The step 2 is what is called as a how to install the VSFTPD RPM package. See, first of all, I can check whether the FTP server installed or not. So RPM hyphen QA VSFTPD. See, this package is not installed. So now the step 2 we have to install VSFTPD package. So how to install VSFTPD package? See, first of all we have to go for the Linux DVD. So pwd. See already I'm in the Linux DVD under media directory, under server directory, and here you can go for the command ls. So we got all the RPM packages. Say to install the VSFTPD now. So we got a command rpm hyphen capital U VH in the package name VSF. Press tab key and press enter. Now check it out. RPM hyphen QA and the package VSFTPD. See right now the VSFTPD package is installed now. See after installing the VSFTPD package only, we'll get one more directory here. See in the root CD, I'm going for some directory name you can say var directory. See the var directory contains all the variable things. The meaning of a variable means which are going to frequently changes. Say example, your mails will be stored in the var directory only, and the printing spool will be storing in the var directory only, and your FTP because frequently you're going for uploading some different type of data. So all the variable things, the default location is called as a your var directory. So var means nothing but a variable things. So under var directory, we can able to get now FTP directory. Under FTP directory, we have one more directory pub, public. See after installation of the VSFTPD package only, we can get FTP directory under var. Under FTP directory, there one more directory name is called as pub directory will be there. So press enter now. Say pwd. So right now it will be nothing will be there. Just I copied some other files actually. But by default the pub directory can say is empty directory. So up to now we have seen the step 2. So the step 1 is IP address configuration and the step 2 install VSFTPD. See the step 2 how to install VSFTPD package we have seen. And the next step create a folder server under var FTP under var FTP pub directory. So first of all go to this directory mkdir and create a directory name is called a server. After this step, the next step what it means copy the all the RPM files from the Linux DVD to your server directory. So how we can do it now? So here directory name is server will be there. So already I'm in the pub directory now. So here I can create one directory name mkdir create a directory name is called as a server. Now go to media directory, media. So media directory nothing but a line is DVD and server directory CLS. We got all the RPM packages. So just go for cp hyphen r all everything you have to copy it and where you have to copy it. The destination directory under var directory under FTP directory under pub directory. So we have recently created directory name is called as server directory. Server. So this is a command cp -r and the star, the pin all, the pin from the media directory. We have the server directory is there. Under server directory, what are the contents are there, and those contents are copied into this server directory. This server directory are created under pub directory. The pub is under FTP, FTP is under the var, and var is under root. So this step is over now. So the next step, so the next step, to create a repository, we require some RPM package called as create repo. This is the package we require. So the step 5 now will go for how to install the create repo package now. So to install the RPM packages, see right now already I'm in the Linux DVD. So use the command RPM capital UVH, the package name create. Just press tab key. So create repo and press enter now. Now the RPM package create repo is installed now. So this step is over. The next step, create report repository or the report, or you can say index. And for this we have to go for this command we have to use. Create repo and -g stands for generating the report. See under media directory, under server directory, there one more directory name is called like report data directory is there. Under report data directory, we got one XML file, code.xml file, and this file we have to generate a report under our server directory now. So this step we can perform now. So use the command create repo -z our DVD under media directory. Under media directory, go for the server directory. There is one more directory name is called like report data. See under report data, the file name will be there. COMPUTERS server.code.xml file will be there. This we have to report it. Generate the report under var directory under FTP pub. A directory name is the capital S is the server directory. So it will take a little bit long time for creating the report. So now the repository is created now. The next step now what you have to do. The next step, Step 7. Start FTP server. For FTP server, the service name is VSFTPD. So just type the command to start any services. Service space the service name for FTP server VSFTPD space and what you want to do it. Suppose you want to start the service, start. You want to restart the service, restart. And you want to find out the status of the service, status. So now we'll go for command prompt. So I'm using the command name now, service space which service you're planning to start, VSFTPD. See, first of all, I'm checking the status. Status. See, right now the VSFTPD service is stopped now. That means your FTP server is stopped. To start the service now, so instead of the status here, you can type the command, you can say start. So just I'm repeating the old command, start. So now the VSFTPD service is started. Right now it's running now. So what is the next step now? So we have to configure AM configuration file. See, this AM configuration file is under etc directory am.repos.d rhl debug.info.repo file will be there. See, under this file name, see there is something called as a base URL is there. So the base URL default ftp.redhat.com. This will be download updates from the Red Hat site. And by default you can say enabled is 0 is there. So now this line we have to modify as a base URL ftp colon double slash your FTP server IP address. So example in this case our server IP address is 50.1 under pub directory server. So this directory contains all your packages. So by default enabled 0 is there and this you can change it as a 1. You can see this step now. So open the command vi under etc am.repo.d under this one rhl. The file name is called as debuginfo.repo file. So this is the repository file. So type this one. So just take and press D and press tab key. Now press enter. See under this file by default your base URL will be going for ftp.redhat.com and default value you can say enabled 0 means is not enabled. So we have to change this value as a 1 and in the place of here we have to type your local server IP address and your pub directory and where the all the RPM packages are available server. So this you have to change it now. So I'm pressing the insert mode and insert mode. So I'm deleting the entire line. So either you can type your server IP address or the name, the domain name. So 50.1 is your server IP address and slash. The publishing directory is a pub directory. Under pub directory, your repository file is under server directory. So this you have to change it. The next one, by default value is 0 is there, and this you can change it as a 1. Now this is enabled. Now press escape key and save it. Use X to save and exit. So the AM configuration is over now. So how to use the AM now? See, there is something called as a AM install Samba star. So you want to install like a Samba server. So just take into the command AM install Samba star. And next one, you want to remove the Samba because the Samba means it has a group of package will be there. It require like a Samba hyphen command, Samba hyphen client. Like this, we have a group of RPM packages. All the RPM packages we can able to install at the same time. And you want to remove all the packages at the same time, we can go for am space remove space package name. Otherwise, we can go for one more way is there. See, there one more command you can say am group list. When you say am group list, it display like a group of the servers and everything, all the packages. So example now, I want to install like a DNS naming server, like nothing but a DNS server. So am group install and space the group name. So example, you got the mail server is there. I want to install the mail server. Am space group install space mail server and Windows file server. So Windows file server nothing but a your Samba server is called as a Windows file server. See, am space group install and mail server in the inverted commas and am space group remove mail server to remove it. So now we can see this one. Am type the command group list. So if you use the command am space group list means it displays all the group of packages. See, we got all the packages. So example, I want to install like a web server now, or I want to install like a Windows file server. A simple command now, am space group install inverted commas, open this one. See, type the same similar naming. So to install the Windows file server, so what the naming here? So the capital W Windows and space file space server. The same name you can type it here. So here the tab key will not work. We have typed everything. So close the bracket and enter. So now here you can see this point. The dependency is resolved. So it installed like a group of packages at the same time now. and you want to download this one, just press S. Three packages installing at the same time now. And say yes. So is it okay? Yes. See, now it is installed in the packages. So without using the RPM command, in this way we can able to install the group of packages now. Suppose I want to remove this one, am space group remove, and in inverted commas Windows file server and close bracket. See, now it removing the uninstalling the packages now. So you want uninstall now, press S. So now it is erasing the package. See, now in this way we can able to configure your AM server. So example, now even I have the second server is there. In my second server also I want to install any packages. I can use the same AM server only. In this case now, to work with the AM server, your FTP server should be always should be running. But next time if you restart this server now, the FTP server going to stop. It will go into down condition. So to make the FTP server always should be on condition, we can go for some other configuration now. See, there is one command is there. Check config hyphen hyphen level 35, which server you want to start, VSFTPD, and make it is on. So this is a command meaning indicates under run level 3 and under run level 5, always your FTP server going to started your levels. So we can go for the command here. chkconfig hyphen hyphen list with service VSFTPD service. So now your VSFTPD server is always in on condition in run level 3 and run level 5. So always we are like FTP server going to start it whenever your system is started. So this is my second system, the second server now. So in this I want to install some RPM packages now. So how we can do it now? So open the command prompt. So here you can try to install like a am space group list and say enter. So here is not displaying any group also. So again it's not needed to configure one more am server here because already we have the am server is the server 1 in my Linux PC 1. So just only one thing we have to configure. First of all, both the PCs should be in the network. Your AM server IP address is 50.1. So ping to 50.1. So I got a communication between my server and client between those two systems. So only one file we have to modify it. Under etc directory am.repos.d. So the one file name is rhel debug info that repo file. So in this file name, similar to for the server, how did you configure the same process you can did here. So double slash your am server IP address 50.1 and slash pub directory and repository directory is a server directory, and just by default you can say disable will be there and make it enable and save this file. So now we can go for am space group list. So it's all the files will be downloading from the my server only. So example like am space group install. I want to install like web server. Say enter. So there are so many packages going to install them at the same time. See, almost you can say 14 packages will be there for your web server. And to download this one, to install it one, say yes. See, all the packages will be downloading from the your server only. So in this way, we can able to configure your AM server.